A blinding voltaic arc bursts forth from the broken control panel and strikes the Aurora's uncanny mask. Its metal heats up, smoke billows through the bars. With a howl, the cultist collapses. The light is gone? Was that it? The final dawn? But why was it so different from what our teacher promised? Aurora shakily shakes her head blindly. Her voice is now the voice of an ordinary middle-aged woman, frightened and in pain. You will pay for this. You... The woman's body goes limp and collapses to the floor. Her iron mask hits the ground with a dull thud. Pascal examines the corpse with contempt, then concludes dryly, confirming purgation and termination. Heinrix grimaces in disgust. The heretic took her secrets with her. Pity. Heinrix approaches Aurora's body and leans over it. A minute, please, Tessera. I need no more than a minute. Remove the control panel. The cogitator is probably well beyond repair, but your attention is drawn away from the sacred machine and towards the dagger sticking out of the control panel. On closer inspection, it turns out to be the lavishly decorated handguard of a sword whose blade has been pried out. Its pommel is decorated with a strange adornment, resembling an eye covered in a scaled lid. What remains of the blade has bluish sheen to it, the same tint as Conrad's weapon during the mutiny on your void ship. This is no human-made object. It was grown from wraithbone, a material favored by the Eldari. So we've got Eldari, Drakari, everybody's here. As you lean over the shard, you suddenly hear a multitude of voices. They blend together, individual words are distorted, as though they are mocking your attempts to grasp their meaning. The nagging whisper is like the burning red scratch of unholy claw upon your mind. Oh, didn't we give this to Heinrich the last time because we thought we were romancing him? I don't know. Why is it iconoclast to toss it like that? Feels like it should be heretical. You gain I definitely don't want to take it. It's very pretty. It's so pretty though. I don't want to take it. Dogmatic or iconoclast? Toss it to the depths of the reactor. Tess, that wasn't stealthy. As you touch the handguard, an otherworldly cold envelops your hand, only for a mere instant. As in the very next second, you send the corrupted weapon flying into the shining abyss. The terrible wail of several dozen voices pierce your mind for a moment, only to turn into a deafening shriek and break off as the clasp of electricity is heard somewhere beneath your feet. What was that? Heinrich appears behind you. Did you think it was a good idea to throw something into the reactor? I'd refrain from such experiments if I were you. Rogue Trader, on behalf of the Holy Ordos, I thank you for your cooperation and release you from requisition. From this moment on, I am at your service. I am ready to come aboard your ship and head to Footfall as soon as you deem it possible. That is, if you do not have other business in the system, in which case I am prepared to assist you in its prompt resolution. The iron helmet is firmly attached to the heretic's flesh. Her face is impossible to make out in the darkness behind the bars of her mask, but after peering at it for a little longer than necessary, you wonder if, for a moment, you saw something move. Pascal! Executing, let the Omnissiah given motive force flow, all obstacles in its path be eradicated. We did it. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. We have cleansed this place of bullshit.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
That's it. That's all I got for you right now. What a fight. For a second there, I was like, did we not finish this in time? It's always the back one. Like, I think in hindsight, I should have sent somebody quickly to the back to like handle it, but maybe Cabela would have been better to, Oh, I thought this door would open.
Over there.
I think when we entered in, and we entered into this door originally, I thought I was going off to like a side door and this door was going to open. But there's like quite literally
None shall
Nothing.
stand in my way.
Nothing there. Okay, Tess. Collect your loot. Thank the God Emperor for being nice and only giving us what he gave us to do. Are we sure these doors don't go anywhere? You just give me such cool doors and I want to open them because I'm nosy and I want to know if there's treasure. By way of world's greatest sniper rifle? What is this? Nothing. I'm just doing a walkthrough. Better to be safe than sorry. Know what I mean? These poor tech priests. This. And you. Alright. So now all we have left after we leave here is to go pick up Cassia. And then we finish up. We do like...
Follow my lead.
Probably what is one of the coolest ends to a chapter. Which is like the big Ricad Minoris ending. And like you have to fight through it. And we're going to have to do that goddamn fight. I'm not... Listen, y'all, okay? I'm a brave individual when I need to be. But I'm not gonna lie, okay? It's just that it's a boofy fight, okay? Like it's a big fight. Cause we're gonna need to heal at some point, okay? We've lucked out so far. She needs advanced medic, that end fight. I'm really happy with the way we did it the last time, and I'm hoping because I have like Cabela this time, a better understanding of the game and leveling and all this other stuff, that it will go better. 100%. 100% hope it will go better. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little nervous because it's a big fight. It'll be fine. We'll be fine though. Okay, we're gonna have cleansing faith. No, litany of hatred. Shield of faith. Yes. No. Gains 3. Ignore any. Yes. Yes. Emperor protect. For a second, I thought I was leveling up Heinrix before. But yeah, if you've never seen the next fight that we have coming up, like the big, like the end boss fight, just know it's something. It's 100% something. The God Emperor designed that fight to be like, here is your DPS check. Here is your deflection against burning. Oh, yes, please. Here is your are you really one with the God Emperor at this point? Check kind of vibe. Like that's literally what happened. Remember, if you're curious why she's getting demolition, we are putting her points into demolition now. So when we eventually, because Argenta's eventually going to be dropped from the party in favor of Solomorn and then Pascal for Marzai. So, but I think I've decided, by the way, Komorag is gonna be Tess. I'm leaving Abelard at home. We gotta bring Argenta. So it'll be Tess, Argenta, Solomorn. Basically, and then I don't know about Pascal. Like, because we can bring Earliet with us. I'm gonna bring Earliet. So I think it's gonna be Tess, because I feel like Abelard will have a better ending if we leave him at home because it's gut-wrenching. I also feel like your Seneschal should be on the ship for what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, to keep control. So we're gonna bring Tess, Argenta, Heinrix, Solomorn, Cabela, and Earliet. I think that'll be the 6. Because I also want to see if Pascal is a slightly better ending by leaving him behind. Also, that way we just see new content-ish. Some of it'll be repeat, some of it'll be brand new. Oh, I think he's just greeting us. There's nothing, I guess, do we just get to leave or? Yep, okay, cool. We're done. I thought we did just get to leave, but I just wanted to make sure there was no like additional dialogue or anything. Is this? No, there's that, and then this is the way out. Right, wait. Yeah, this way.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Tessera, you scared me. The way you just yelled that very loudly, girl. I'm proud of you for being so verbose, but whoa. I don't think I have anybody that could ever wear that. But you know what? I like it. All right, so the electrodynamic synobium, done. We did it. Call it a day. Put a pin in it. We completed it. I'm so proud of us. Oh God, I lost my mouse. I was trying to move my monitor just a smidge. And my mouse decided that it was time to wreak havoc. on the camera. Hello. I'm here. I have returned. Going to my void ship, thank you. Should we go talk to people? Is it that time? Is it that time of day? We should probably just at least see if there are any, like, one-off discussions. We can do, like, deep chats with Tess at a different point. But we'll do... Oh! Hello. We're flirting with Heinrix!
Rogue trader. I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic Cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time.
Did this have voice acting the first time we did it? I feel like it didn't, but I could be very mistaken. Hello?
Unfortunately, my personal investigation has hit a dead end. I think I will have to call upon outside resources to continue the search.
I have something to confess. I discovered some kind of chaos artifact at the cogitator. It deemed necessary to dispose. Let's do it!
What?
Yes.
All right. All right. At the very least, the object of corruption, if that is indeed what it was, has been destroyed. This is a satisfactory outcome.
I didn't know that. I didn't know I could confess my sins. Oh, this is so good.
There is one more thing.
Yeah?
The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
Thank you. A strange choice for your first love target.
It's not.
Uh-huh.
It is not a love token, Lord Captain. It is a rare and valuable device that will be a useful tool in the hands of the rogue trader.
It's a love token. Heinrix cuts you a glance, one of which you suddenly realize is charged with a strange, almost personal interest, before deferentially averting his gaze. It was a love token! It was definitely a love token.
Apologies in advance if I unknowingly violate the protocol for conversing with someone of your elevated status. I think a slip in composure is to be expected when one is hosted personally in the Lord Captain's study.
Oh, I mean, it's just me. You don't gotta have no airs or anything like that. Just be normal. Conversing with you is no less disconcerting for me. It's no less disconcerting for me.
After serving in the Holy Ordos all these years, I'm used to people being wary of me.
You misunderstand. I am not unnerved by your status, but by you no, Tess! A little more and my pious trepidation will turn into something much less seemly. One cannot...
I will let your remark go unanswered until evidence arises to confirm my suspicions about your reasons for making it.
This is the greatest. Why don't I sit down? I'd be pleased to devote more time to your visit.
There is no need. Under different circumstances, I would welcome the chance to speak with you at greater length, but your subjects await.
Are you sure? We could have tea.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
This conversation. Congratulations on your victory, your ladyship. The entire vessel was impatiently awaiting news of your expedition's success. The rumors about you not simply saving the Tech Priest Monastery, but actually eliminating the sources of mutiny are spreading like wildfire. The Vox transmissions from across the world speak of nothing else. Governor Medina is waiting for you in the command center to discuss matters, but I ask you to delay the visit and turn your gaze to the Navis Nobilite station instead. We are in desperate need of a new navigator, but all our communication requests are still being ignored. I do not see how anything other than a personal visit from a woman of your stature can convince the representatives to break their silence. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how much I enjoyed that Heinrix flirt moment, and I would just like to thank you all for being here while we you know, enjoyed it because it was literally everything and more. My life is complete now. That was a love token. I'm gonna die on this hill. His flirts are so good. He's literally like, oh, so good. He looks at you intently, his head tilted. I must take my leave. Okay. So, anything. So we have not said hello to Pascal. And I want to check in on, is he down here? My God, I knew where the man would be. Hi.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
The mechadendrites growing out of the tech priest's back swivel in your direction as if examining you with curiosity. No.
May your labors be...
Abel? The person you say from the Electro Priest Monastery, the servant of the Omnissiah who calls himself Abel Hanneman, is staring intently at a cogitator's vid screen. Wires connect the sacred computing machine to augmetics inside the prayerfully bowed heads of the murmuring servitors. Abel looks at you. After a lengthy silence, he looks away and says stiffly, "The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. How are you feeling?" And the tech priest stares intently at his feet for a while and then says in a halting voice that running of the Binharic protocols was bogged down and dissolved in false commands. The filter has separated the correct signals from the incorrect. The running has been restored to its swiftness. Pascal speaks softly as though trying to match the inflections of Abel's voice. Tech Brother Abel has passed the diagnostics. The pernicious influence of sacrilegious procedure has been completely eliminated. Statistically, most survivors of the schismatical's infestation are left with severe cognitive impairments. However, Tech Brother Abel's mind, being of a less typical nature, has not been damaged to so great a degree. I don't want to ask him that. He's not a threat, girl. What are you working on? We catch the soul of the light and the solar wind. We look for the footsteps the Omnissiah left when he walked the desert. This is on a romantic computation procedure. The depersonalized minds of these machine servants are in a data dream, processing enormous arrays of assorted data and aggregating them. Virtually all results of such synthesis are scrap data, but occasionally we have noted coincidences whose exactness defied logic. It is an extremely rare and venerated form of statistical augury. But Tech Brother Abel is adept at this form of appealing to the Deus Mechanicus. Alright, I'm gonna take a closer look. You know certain repeating patterns in the scrolling columns of runes. You may not know what they mean, but you certainly see, or rather sense, their similarities. You point these out to Abel, making his face light up with joy. A crystal is exquisite in clear water. Deviation from the cycle's trajectory has been increased, as was Amernat's wish. Abel lowers his head, and his Vox synthesizer broadcasts a Binharikim you do not recall having heard before. Its sound is full of vibrant energy, and its precise rhythm is nothing short of pleasing to the ear, a rare thing for the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Pascal explains with inexplicable air of pride. Tech Brother Abel has dedicated a lesser aria to you. The piece is distinguished by a high degree of acoustic harmony, as is fit for use as a motto, auxiliary identifier, or epitaph. We're gonna bow. Thank you for the generous gift. The gift is disproportionate, but it does signify a personal affinity. We have our own. I forgot about that. I love that so much. Why do you do it? It's how we execute the quest for knowledge in the hope that the machine god grants us epiphany, so that we may discern a logical connection in a mass of absurd data which will propel our comprehension forward. The hair has been removed from the servitor's head. Their bulky cerebra augmetics cover their skulls like helmets. The faces of the cogitator's servants are blank. Their eyes are closed. Their lips are incessantly whispering what sounds like gibberish. Hundreds of lines of symbols containing information scroll down the cogitator's vid screen. Abel Hanneman peers at it with voracious interest, in sharp contrast to his usual placidity. Did you hear what Abel said? It seems we have contributed to Amernat's design and deviated from the cycle. A low guttural sound rises from the depths of Pascal's Vox synth, as though the planet's tectonic plates are shifting and crushing each other. The mighty rumble brings forth words imbued with power. We follow a path charted by a great mind, but that path leads to dark places. The cycle has advantages of predictability. Abandoning it will plunge the collective into a perilous space of uncertainty, which will inevitably lead to disasters and the risk of universal annihilation. The doctrine of discontinuing the cycle may herald good things to come, or it may be a death sentence. Only the Omnissiah knows all and comprehends all. Others are mere prophets who interpret his wisdom as far as their own comprehension permits. It's better to meet the challenge of change and perish in failure than rot alive. I'm no prophet. No, is that not the promise of every heresy? No. Status quo. No, I like this one. It's better to meet the challenge of change and perish in failure. A statement is true. The annihilation promised by stagnation is inevitable. Annihilation in the course of a crisis of change is merely probable. Meekly waiting for the foretold decline is shameful and constitutes a betrayal of the quest for knowledge. The tone of thundering profundity drains from Pascal's box, giving way to his familiar sibilance. Like, I think that that's true, though. You are promised annihilation by stagnation, right? If you never grow, if you never learn, if you never try for something more, you become stagnant. And in that is its own form of annihilation because you're not growing anymore. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, you just get complacent, things get easy, stuff like that. And if annihilation is promised either way, or potentially promised either way, and one is to, you know, try to change, to grow, to learn, isn't that the better course than just staying stagnant? Like, so if it's going to happen either way, you might as well keep questing for knowledge. And if you fall into ruin, well, at least you were trying for something more, something greater. I really like that. Why do you two have the same name? Abel freezes. From his Vox synth, barely audible through static, comes the words. The naming of the names is not an index to the text. The naming of the names is the text. Abel's answer can be enigmatic. Or answers can be. His mind works differently from ours. He thinks in harmonic imagery and notices the symmetries and proportional relationships in the world around him. Poetry would be the closest analogy to how he perceives and interacts with reality. Abel, could you please explain what you mean? He relaxes a little. His gaze drifts to the side. There is silence. I never imagined there could be a poet among tech priests. He looks surprised. Why not? Technolingua is rhythmical and possesses a broad semantic scope, and some of its more sonorous dialects lend themselves to well individual and symphonic declamation. It's true. Pascal, do you understand what he's referring to? Negative. However, I will hypothesize Tech Brother Abel is seeking to convey the idea that our matching identifiers are not the key to some vital data point. They are in and of themselves the vital data. Oh, okay. Everybody think. Oh my god. I put myself in like the most awkward position to read. I don't know why, but I did, and now we gotta fix that while we talk. But that, if you remember, back to the end of Pascal's quest from the first run, that makes sense now. The key isn't like there isn't some vital data in that. It is the vital data. You see? Because we all once you get to the butt, so good. No, Owlcat, you can't do stuff like this and expect me to be okay after. It's just impossible. However, the very fact that Tech Brother Abel is trying to hint at something points to him either being better informed than I am or having conducted a more in-depth analysis of the situation. That is useful information. Are we overthinking it? Doesn't matter why your names are the same. What matters is that they are the same. Oh, it doesn't matter why. It matters that they are. Yes. Abel looks sideways at you, and at once his transfixed stupor is gone. At this point in time, the cycle has been broken and reshaped into a rising spiral, as Amernat envisioned. On hearing his mentor's name, Pascal lets out a raspy, static-filled sigh. They are connected. My hypothesis regarding Abel's connection to the blessed Amernat has been confirmed. I'm not gonna, Abel immediately looks away as if he has lost all interest in you, but then his vox crackles barely audibly. I am glad to see you. I love him! My precious bean. No, I'm sorry. Abel's like, you don't mess with Abel, okay? Like, I feel like if somebody were to come here and try to mess with Abel, then I have every right to viciously murder them. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be that person, okay? You come for Abel, we're gonna have to viciously murder you. Because Abel can't do anything wrong. Even if he did, I would still deny it. That's how I roll. Lord Captain reporting. The heralds of the Navis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to your Act 5 being off limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it remains of interplanetary shuttles. I don't know why interplanetary was like the world's hardest word for a second there. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite has required aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. We will not invade with order an auger to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remained silent for a while, but then you hear a static in Victus's measured voice. The officer from the auger crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed Navigators heralds ignoring us? Contact again, I'll negotiate personally. The Vox relays the cadent sounds of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. All right, we're docking. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening to the station, so you will have to look at the esteemed Navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. All right, who am I bringing? This seems like a fine group. Yes. I don't know if we've ever brought Pascal and Heinrix here. So I for one am very excited. Last time we came here decently early. So this is very, whoa. Wait, is this different? No, maybe, hold on. No, wait. Yeah, they're dead.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
Oh wait, no, they're not.
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
I think there are more people dead this time, though.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
What do you mean by again?
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Wretches, you will be consigned to oblivion against High Source Celio. Immortal Emperor, deliver your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned. In the name of High Source Celio, I command you to execute the infidels. Not a step further. A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face. Not just his own blood. Two jet black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of the Navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. I love this. Abelard, if you would be so kind. The Seneschal takes a deep breath. Before you stands her ladyship, the rogue trader Tessera von Valencius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Koronus Expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that the Nobilite custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the unusual circumstances of the station, her ladyship, the rogue trader, is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility, but just this once. In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion, but just this once. There's a dangerous glint in the man's dark, shrouded eyes. Very well. Allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felek Christoph August, keeper of this place. So you did not arrive to offer support to the traders? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Act 5 is a holy sanctum for High Source Celio, and the path to it's only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. The navigator looks at his guards and winces. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh were being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons. I'm here in search of a navigator. Why would the keeper of the station command Vile? No. Provide me with a navigator, and I'll depart immediately. I do not think that this is possible. Yurak 5 is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp storms. And besides, he gestures around at the disorder. You've chosen an inopportune time for negotiations. I came here in search of a navigator, so come with me. Is that so? Even wounded, he remains composed. I do not think so. You cannot force me. You can only end my life, but this is not your heart's desire, is it? Perhaps we can help one another, reach a more beneficial agreement. Oh no, Tess, we're negotiating. You came to the station for a reason. House Orcelio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved, but if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the power of the navigators. Why would a keeper of the station command vile mutants condemned by the Emperor? The blame lies with Theobald Orcelio, the second keeper of Yurak 5. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald I knew would never have used his power in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I'm going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles and have worn the veil between our world and the Immaterium thin and frail. At least here on the station. The ruinous powers are trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first to fall victim. Oh, their bodies morphed. Pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station. I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. The suffocating grip of the Immaterium can be felt across the entire system. It is not surprising the veil grew thin here of all places. The Navis Novelite can command the warp currents, but the use of their abilities wears down the barrier between the two worlds. I sincerely hope the influence of the Immaterium has not yet affected your body and soul. With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Return to your void ship. I need to save Lady Cassia. If you are not willing to help or indeed risk your life, you must leave now. What kind of help? I would never ask for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet takes his hand away from his ribcage and notices blood and winces in pain. And yet, Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. You may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the chamber, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orcelio herself. This is the control rod for the elevator machine spirit. I have one part and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the mechanism is powered. How am I supposed to remake the rod? I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. Pascal excitedly reaches for a data slate, requesting access to the object's data crypt. The Navis Novelite use independent modifications of standard sanguinary technologies due to the uniqueness of the genetic code inherent in the lineage of each house. He looks exhausted, but arrogant resolve bolsters his voice. And those technologies were made secret for a reason. I must respectfully decline your request, esteemed servant of the Omnissiah. You have your sacraments, and we have ours. And the elevator? The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why not do it yourself? I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guards room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Novelite or incurring the God Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength and something which I currently happen to lack. So, what have you decided, descendant of the von Valentius line? Will cost, but you should rejoice. Your mistress will. I will rescue. In return, I require to sign a contract with my protectorate. He replies, Felek's reply sounds curt and tired. So be it. Hurry. The mistress's safety is all that matters. But should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Well, like if I fail, everybody's dead, and then it doesn't matter. There's a lot of warp here. There is a lot of warp here.
Station is a place of the Omnissiah, who shields the rulers of this fortress against death and darkness. Why then are the Vox channels dead? And why is the air not filled with the holy binaric rhythms?
The station's lack of response to our ship's hails was already suspicious. I am no less uneasy after the Magos' words. Hands at your weapons.
When are my hands not on my weapons?